All right, what up, everyone? Welcome back to Funsie. So, a lot of things are changing over here at Funsie. Unfortunately, I had to kick off Sajko, Grant, and Jay Millie, and we have actually three new hosts for
Let's go.
Funsie.
Taking over, baby.
Yeah, not sure why they have this logo on their head. That's all. No, no, no. Obviously, these guys are from Radius Disc Golf. We got Nick, Ben, and Mikey. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing
Sunny
awesome,
morning
man.
in Mass. I think we got a Mass crew. I think that's what we're doing. We're
Yes.
reloading
Yeah,
Funsie.
Massachusetts is taking over the Funsie podcast.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys told me before the podcast. I had no idea you guys were from Massachusetts.
Where in
So,
Mass are you?
I'm in like Central Mass, Worcester area. What about you guys?
We're from the North Shore, so like Beverly, Danvers,
Nice.
Peabody. I don't know.
Yeah,
What's your
right
what's
on
your
the
go
coast.
what's your go-to course up there? Because it's a little sparse.
It's
It
very
is.
sparse. We pretty much play at Gordon Conwell, which
Really,
I would
I've
consider.
never,
Have you heard of it or no?
I've heard of it, but I've never. I don't know anything
It
about
doesn't
it.
surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's probably not worth the drive.
Yeah, definitely not. The worst, it's unfortunate because they actually the course used to be in way better shape for whatever reason. They used to have like tile tee pads, and then they got rid of them to put in I don't even know what you call it, like gravel. Yeah.
They literally removed them to put like it's like almost like when it rains, it cements up and it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
gets really hard. It's like sand, but it just washes away when it rains because it's on a hill. So
Yeah, it's the worst.
it looks horrible, to be honest.
It does.
Yeah, I actually there's this guy that lives in Gloucester, and I want one of these
Oh, yeah.
days. I told him I want to do a field trip to his neck of the woods and just play like the courses I've never heard, like Pingree or whatever it's
We don't
called.
really
Yeah.
And
angry.
well, I think Gordon Conwell was on the list, and like Endicott
Mhm.
Park,
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that
exactly
is. Well, I just three of my baskets that I owned are going to Endicott. I don't know if you guys know they're gonna
Okay.
try and get
So
18.
the school that we went to, Gordon, that was like Endicott and Gordon, they're rivals. They're like 10 minutes from each other.
You went to Gordon in like college, like
Yeah,
university?
all three of us. That's how we
Nice.
met.
Oh, sick. Are you guys still in? Or you graduated?
We graduated, I want to say, Nick, when did you graduate?
I graduated coming up on 5 years ago.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, me and Ben graduated 3 years ago.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like a recent thing where you guys were like all in college and like had to do like a school project or something. But
Yeah.
here we are, Radius Disc Golf. Honestly, Mikey, I think I've seen you post on like Facebook groups, and I've definitely checked it out and been interested and read up about it. But other than that, I don't really know. I do know, but I'm gonna act like I don't know so we can get the audience to kind of get the full scope of what Radius Disc Golf is. So one of y'all want to let me know?
Yeah, so Radius is basically our kind of improvement to the disc golf world and bringing more intelligence to each person's game. I just created a video about this, but basically, if you look at like every sport has a smart or intelligent app that gives access to like what pros typically have access to, but gives it to like recreational players. So it empowers each player a little bit more just because they have more stats to look at, more things to review, different analysis to look at. And disc golf was the one sport that just didn't have anything. And I come from a golf background. So I kind of noticed right off the get-go that disc golf was kind of lacking in that. And the actual Radius mission is to empower people with more intelligence of what the actual average player can improve on. And kind of just connecting the community a little bit further too. I think there's a lot of great apps out there. And part of what I want to do is like take the siloed apps and bring them into one place too, just to make it easier for each player. So that's like Radius in a nutshell.
Yeah. So that's awesome. What exactly would you say I know your app has, I guess, caddy advice. Is that like the biggest thing of your app? Is that like the main selling point, or is there a bunch of stuff you guys are trying to do within the app?
I think I don't know that I would call it the biggest feature, but I think it is probably the most prominent feature that people could probably get the most use of. Even people who have been, whether you just started playing disc golf, I think it's valuable. You could, play disc golf for a long time. I think Nick, you've been playing for like 10 years, right? And you found
Tw 12 plus, yeah.
12 plus. There you go. And I think you've still found the caddy like kind of surprising of like what the picks are actually have been because it takes into account like your arm speed, the weather, the wind speed, the direction of the wind, the slope, all of these things that you don't typically think about, and it kind of just does it for you on the back end. So I think that's probably the number one feature I think people will get the most out of. But as far as Radius is as an app, we have, we kind of cover a lot of different bases. And we like to just simplify it to caddy, coach, and community because the caddy's one sector, I would call it. Then we have the coach, which basically tracks your progress and tells you what you can improve on. So it kind of interprets the data for you so that you don't have to spend time doing that. And then it creates a plan to help you get better.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say just piggybacking off Mikey, I think that there's a lot of great apps that want to collect data for you, and then you can kind of like look through it and comb through it and see, okay, did I improve? Like what, how do I improve? I mean, Ben Kenny, you're a great example. I think I just saw you post a video of like you're gonna putt at least 20 minutes a day. You got like 6 requirements for your
Yeah,
putting game, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So like I was gonna comment on that video and be like, dude, you should try the Radius, like, because it will give you specific practice, like putting practices to do to improve your game based on the statistics of the previous rounds that you've played. So I think that's one big thing that we want to do at
That's
Radius
sick.
is we want to help people connect their data and their past experiences with what is the tangible way to actually improve your game and to like gamify it to say like practice can be fun in in a single person sport like golf or disc golf. It can sometimes feel like maybe it's relaxing to go play, or maybe it's just like I'm just out here by myself, I don't really know what to do, I'm just gonna like go 20 feet from the basket and huck them up. But really hopefully like we're going to connect players with some fun practice tips that they're like, okay, based on my game, here's some like custom ways I should be practicing that's actually going to tangibly increase my overall play.
And just to cut into with that comes in like the community aspect of it as well. And so it's kind of, I mean, the goal was kind of make it like an all-in-one app. So on the community, there's forums that people can post. So people are posting like pictures with like Gamber and all this stuff. There's also places where they can ask for tips. They can ask for like disc advice. There's like meetups you can make. So that's one thing that like as more people go onto the app, you can like schedule a meetup. So if you don't know who's going to be at Gordon Conwell, for example, you can like put that in there and people can sign up and kind of look at it as like an open play type deal. There's also a ton of really fun game modes on there as well. So Mikey and I yesterday were playing like one of the card games. It's like a card game that we have built on the app, and it's super fun. And so all of that is to also like enhance the community. So if you're looking to get better as a player yourself, there's the coaching aspect and the caddy aspect. If you're looking to like meet more people and have like an awesome interaction with people in your area, there's the community part too. We have like a Discord set up throughout Radius with like people from all over the world, which has been super cool, that are building courses for us and things like that. And yeah, it's been super cool to see the way communities kind of wrapped around Radius as well.
Yeah, that is super cool. I really like the putting, not the putting. Well, the putting actually, yeah. That's not what I was gonna say, but the putting feature sounds really cool because the only reason I started that series was because I hate putting practice. Literally hate it. I'm a bad putter and I hate putting practice. So that's not a good thing to have if you want to get good at disc golf. So that's the only reason I posted that thing on social media because it just forces me to practice putt and actually try and get better. Where if I didn't post that, I would probably keep making excuses on why I'm not practice putting. So, but the game side, I'm sure would make me do it more if I had some games to play. But I was gonna say the main thing I was gonna say is the caddy side. If you guys, if it is done correctly, I don't, like I said, I'm not exactly sure how it tells you what it is. So maybe you'll have to explain that a little more. Because I am intrigued about that, like how it tells you all this stuff, like the wind, the slope, and why does it how does it specify to you the individual? Because like every time, this is kind of different, but every time Gannon has caddied for me, I've shot at the lowest round I've shot was 991 in tournament, and then I shot like 3 down at Nevins not Hornets, Nevins Pro Tour layout. I shot 3 down, which would have been like 10-20 in tournament. Obviously, it's casual, it's way different, but still, it was just because Gannon was up there. I didn't have to think. I didn't have a brain for those rounds. It was just like, okay, look, aim at this branch, throw this on this angle, and it was so much easier. So if you guys can crack that code, like it's just like disc golf is just so much easier, especially for AMs like me, when you have someone better than you telling you what to do.
Yeah.
So I guess just follow up question is how do you get it personal to the player?
Yeah, so that's a great question. To peel back the onion a little bit, if you look at the caddy, it's going to know your bag. So when you onboard with Radius, that's another thing that actually I don't even think we touched on. There's so many things on Radius. The My Bag feature, you can add all your discs to your bag, like similar to a lot of apps do, right? But within those, you can look at each disc, and there's a disc detail page, and it'll tell you, it's very customizable too. Like you can change the flight numbers. I know people have been like, hey, I have 2 of the same disc. One flies more understable, one flies more overstable. I want to add a duplicate, and I want to change the flight number. So I did that for them, and that's available now. And they can change the condition, and the condition of the disc will change the flight numbers as well. But basically, and you can favorite a disc, and the caddy will know to recommend that more. But when you're out on the course, the caddy knows which discs you like throwing the most, which one's favorited, how you throw each disc, because there's disc stats individually for each disc. Over time, that caddy will get smarter. It'll know more about your game, more about your misses. So kind of similar to what you're saying is actually kind of interesting. That if the caddy can make those decisions for you, that's one less thing you have to think about. You just step up and have to execute, right? So to the actual player themselves, the caddy knows the discs in your bag, how you throw them, what your misses are. Now the only thing that it can't know, obviously, there's nothing available right now technology wise. So I would do it if I could. That if you're out on a course and people ask like, well, how does it know where the trees are? It doesn't. There's no way for the caddy to know. There's zero. You'd have to probably have a camera and point it, which that just sounds like a pain in the butt. Maybe we'll do that in the future. I don't want to add it right now. I don't think it's necessary. But what you can do on the caddy is you can select whether you're going to backhand or forehand, and then you can select whether you want your disc to finish left, straight, or right. And it'll match up whatever the best disc in your bag is. So that's kind of the solution. That's how it personalizes it to the player.
So are you keeping score on this app too? Is that why it knows the distances? Okay.
It's just like UDisc in that sense where we have course builders right now, and that's kind of another thing, not to get into this too deep. I know you have other questions, but there's other apps.
Let it fly.
There's other apps that have courses, right? Like a database of courses. Now there's specific, like the PDGA will have like scorecard versions of an app, right? But like UDisc, for example, they have built courses within their app. Like people mapped them. UDisc doesn't let other apps use that. And I don't blame them. I get it because people worked for that, and that's their inventory. That's their data. I totally get it. But that has resulted in us having to build courses on our app so that the caddy can be smart and know what the actual holes are, rather than just a scorecard, which a lot of other apps just have. It's just like the data. But the courses right now that we have in the app, it'll know, like, it's very similar to UDisc in that sense. Like, it tracks where you are on the course. It has the basket and the tee box. And on iOS, there's 3D maps too. So that's the first time that we're bringing 3D maps to people. I would do it on Android. Google Maps doesn't have 3D maps outside of like urban areas. Otherwise, I would do it there too. But Apple will let you do 3D maps, so you can actually look at, like, if you're home and you're like, hey, I want to look at this course, you can look up that map and then, pan it in a way that's 3D now, so you can see where all the trees are, pick your lines beforehand. That's super useful. But yeah, so it's basically you're keeping score on the hole. You select the caddy button and it'll recommend a disc, and then you can log your throws that way, however fits for the user.
So, is this like a type of situation for the future? Do you guys think this goes hand in hand with UDisc, or are you guys trying to like replace UDisc for that player that you have, or is it like you're gonna be log into UDisc and then log into for the caddy, or are you trying to be the scoring app?
So like this is how I think, right? And all I can speak to is what I would do for me, and I just hope that other people like it. Is that I like everything in one place. I don't want to have to juggle 5 apps. That's just I'm not interested in that. I want everything in one place so it's seamless, it's easy, it's simple, everything's in one app, it's not distributed throughout a bunch of different data points. So yes, we want users to be able to say, hey, Radius, I use Radius for everything. My bag, maps to play, for IQ, intelligence, data, whatever. Everything. Community, social media, whatever. Everything is on Radius. It's available to do that today. Now, that being said, we absolutely respect UDisc. It's awesome. They do an excellent job. It is an excellent app. For some people who don't want that extra intelligence layer in game modes and community and caddying and coaching, if that's not important to them, they'll probably stay with UDisc, and that's completely fine. We're not trying to take away from that. We're just trying to say, hey, there's a lot of players out there who want to take their game one step deeper and also just find different ways to have more fun with the sport and connect with the sport. That's really who we're trying to approach and say, hey, this app might be for you.
Yeah. And I think that there's a level of like we all have like love to play this game and we like want to see it grow, and we like Ben Kenny, I mean, you put on the Disc Golf East Expo, you know what I mean? Like we all want to see the sport grow, and the more that we can make it fun to practice, make it fun to play, connect to community more, I think really that's the hope, is that like we love this game and we want to see it grow, and so we hope that like other people kind of even can get behind the passion and the excitement, even from a community or even from the sport aspect, to say like this is really awesome, like I want to know more, I want to be more connected, and I think that Radius can help do that by being one central app.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Do you guys know of or have heard of Pure Disc Golf, like the app? I don't think it exists anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, I can connect you if you guys like. Caleb, his name's Caleb from Pure. He did a similar thing, just social only, kind of meetups and posting social media. So I think that would be a good connection for you guys to have, just to like see like because he did a lot of the groundwork that like for years and years and years that might help you guys either one like, oh, that's a great idea, or like here's what to avoid, because he kind of like what you guys are doing, just try to create a social media disc golf app, and he did it for a few years, but unfortunately I don't think it's an app anymore, because every time I click on it, it just says like I don't know, like something like. Yeah. Well, I think that'd be a good connection just for you guys to like pick his brain, like see what he thinks, because he is an awesome guy. He is a really awesome guy, and I think it would be he could maybe pass that torch to y'all. So I'll definitely let him know your contact.
It's really cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So what made you guys on Funsie? I don't know if you guys listen too much, but I feel like I preach a lot about how there's opportunity in disc golf and how you just got to start and you just got to do it. And I think that's one of the things that intrigued me about y'all, is just like this app. It's an ambitious app, which I think is awesome. So what made you kind of go down this specific route? Was there ideas before this, or was it like you were just frustrated with not having, or was it just like, hey, I want to get into disc golf for business, let's think of something?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a, there's a lot I could probably say here. But the actual
We got time. We got time.
Yeah, the actual answer would be that we started a YouTube channel. Like that was the first thing we did. And as I'm sure Jay Milley obviously is on this podcast, he would know that's not an easy space, right? That was something that we had to walk through, and we walked for sure. And it is not it's not for everyone because we felt like we did everything right, and it just didn't do anything. And ultimately, it is what it is, right? You take risks with your time and effort, and sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. Now we just more than anything, these guys, Ben and Nick, I've had so much fun with them. So more than anything, I don't look at the YouTube as a failure and by any sense. I had some of the best times, like recording and playing, and that's what it's really about. So we started with that. We had a ton of fun, and we just kind of all clicked. We knew we wanted to continue to do something. We didn't really know what. And then I was working on like an app, or it's really just a website for finance. That's what I actually do for work. And kind of in the middle of that, I was like, hey, I wonder what I could also do for disc golf. Because ever since I started playing, Ben introduced me to the sport. I kind of knew I wanted to do something within disc golf. I noticed that there was it was a little bit behind other sports and just like the amount of information and just design and things like that. So eventually I was like, hey, I wonder what I could put together for disc golf. And I always had an issue with like, I was on the course, and to be honest, if Nick was there, I'd have an idea what to throw. But as soon as he was gone, I really didn't know what to throw. So I was like, what can I do to help me remember and decide on the course what to throw? So I originally built this like software app, Disc Caddy, and I ended up just throwing that away and being like, that is not going to do anything, and it's really not helpful. But I decided to actually put it a step further and like, hey, like if I can make this like something part of something bigger, I think it could be something people would be interested in. So yeah, it started with the caddy idea. That was the first idea. I think that's why I'm passionate about it, because it genuinely helps me a ton. Because I'll overthink things. I'll weigh individual variables way more than they deserve. So when I'm on the course, I don't have to think. I'm like, I'm in between like 3 discs here. What do I actually need to throw with all the other variables into account? And depending on my bag, what do I throw? And it just does it. So I just step up and throw, and it's so much more helpful. But yeah, that's basically what started it. And I kind of, using other apps, I realized that like, there's a lot that could be improved on. And like I said, coming from a golf background, we have all the numbers. Like there's a ton of apps. There's no shortage of apps or information in golf. So when I used other apps in disc golf, I was kind of like, this could be, taken and taken a step further in a lot of ways. And I wanted to improve on that. And Ben and Nick have been huge in kind of helping me think of ideas and executing and bringing this to life. And we also, like Ben mentioned earlier, Ben from Radius, that we have a huge Discord too, that people are just the best. Like I genuinely, it is such a godsend seeing the amount of people that have so much passion all over the world. That's the part that's the coolest, that you connect people all over the world. I feel like these people are family to us now, because they legit, like, people will come into the Discord and people like be like welcoming them and like answering questions for them. It's just cool. But yeah, long-winded answer. That's what I got.
Real quick, I think kind of bouncing off of what Mikey said too, like when Mikey initially mentioned this to us, when was it, Mike? What month was it? February?
Sometime in the beginning of 2026.
Yeah, beginning of 2026.
I think it was like February.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
If he had mentioned this idea to us, I think like in December, I would have been like, I don't know. But then going to Disc East, which we did in January, was like, I was floored with how many people were there on a cool, like bitter
great
cold
to hear.
day with a ton of snow coming in. I kind of like we got the VIP thing, and we were like, oh dude, we'll get there early, there'll be nobody here. And we walk in like early, there's just like a snake line all the way around. And so that was a huge eye opener to me, and I think probably to Mikey and Nick, that like the disc golf community, there's a ton of people that are interested in it. and that are like on fire for disc golf and like want to grow and want to learn. And so that was, I think, off of seeing Mikey mention the idea to us and remembering what Disc East was like, it was like, oh, there's like really good opportunity for this to be something that's helpful for a lot of people. Where I think before Disc East, it would have like, I mean, our area in the North Shore of Massachusetts, there's disc golfers, but it's not, when you think of Massachusetts, you think of like the hub of disc golf, and it definitely is not in that area yet. So like seeing Disc East, I think, was actually really encouraging and like a good reminder of like that Radius could do really well and be helpful.
Dude, thank you. That just made me smile ear to ear. That what a compliment. I like that right there is just like, it's why I do it. That's awesome to hear that you guys got inspired to keep going, because you saw the community. And honestly, it shocks me still, like, just to see like 500 people lining up for 9 a.m. It's the disc golf community is awesome. And that crazy part is that's like Disc East attendance is probably like, I don't know, 0.01% of people in disc golf, or I don't really know the true stat, but yeah, there's obviously millions of people and there's tons of opportunity. And right now obviously it's kind of a weird plateau that people are struggling, but I don't think there's a better time in the game to kind of come into that before that that next quote unquote boom build with the core people, because I think the people that are in disc golf now are kind of like the core, not everyone obviously, but the core people that are probably going to keep playing disc golf, because during the boom it was just like, oh, let's just go outside, and and now it's like, okay, I'm playing disc golf because I want to play disc golf. So yeah, thank you, Ben, center of intelligence right there. Let's go. that was awesome. So, actually, tell me each about y'all in your background, one, but two, what you do for Radius, because I'm sure you guys have different roles within the app. Nick, we can start with you and then go the L shape. Yeah.
Or you said start with me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So background is I came from the Chicagoland area. I grew up there all my life, and about 8 years ago, I came out to Massachusetts, came out to New England, because I actually used to be a drug addict, and so came out here, got sober, been sober ever since. But I grew up playing disc golf, and that's actually like, I got introduced to disc golf because my buddies wanted to go smoke weed, and so they're like, let's go play this thing called disc golf, and like, we'll go smoke some weed. And I was like, sure, that sounds like a great time. And so that's actually how I got introduced to disc golf. And then, we just went out and played all over Illinois. And so I've been playing since I was 15 years old. But, my addiction and then kind of got the best of me, and I stopped playing for a while. But then, just like everyone else, like, COVID happened, and I had a few discs at home, and I was like, Mom, you got to send me my discs. So she sent me my discs, and all during COVID, every day we just like played disc golf all in Massachusetts. We went to Clement Farms, and we went to Gordon Conwell, and we traveled up to top of the hill in New Hampshire. So I've been playing I'm 31 now, so I say 12 years. It's really like, that's a 16-year time span, but there's a good chunk of time where I didn't play. But what's crazy is I actually in the last few years, I've really found just like how peaceful it can be to go out and play. I mean, there's so much going on in our lives today. I work with high schoolers. I work with people all day long. And so sometimes it's nice to just like go out with the buddies and play around, or just to like I live at Gordon Conwell actually. So it's like in my front yard. I just like walk outside and I go play, which is the best. Like, that's just an amazing
that's
thing.
a dream. That is so sick. I want to live on a course so bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a little bit about my background. Been playing a while, and hope to continue to play as long as my body holds up.
What do you do for, and the follow-up question is, what do you do for Radius? Like, what is your role
Yeah.
for the
My
company.
my role at Radius is I'm the director of partnerships, so I help connect people. Right now we're talking with a handful of people trying to. I think that's we have a community aspect, and we really hope to lean into that in with um, other businesses, other opportunities, getting connected with the DGPT and Maple Hill, and just an array of different people, really. So that's really my role is to help connect the app with partnerships and people who would be interested in partnering with us. So if you're watching this and you are interested in partnering with us, please reach out to me, Nick at radiusdiscgolf.com. I love to connect with you guys, and I think we can all help grow the sport together.
Go ahead, Ben. The center, or does he go last because he's a center? Do we do the other
Center of
layers?
intelligence, I think,
I
goes in
think
the middle.
yeah, center of intelligence should be like I'm like the cream in the
Oh,
sand.
okay, bet. Okay, yeah, I like that. Yeah. You'll be in the middle. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it's cool.
So for me, like disc golf was something I got introduced to by my friend. His name is John. He doesn't even play anymore, really, but he was super into it around COVID time. And so started playing it, hated it because I have a baseball background, and like a backhand throw is pretty much the opposite of whatever you do for baseball. And so I was just like backhand only. It was just like brutal. And so I was so like frustrated by it. And then eventually realized that I could forehand, which at the time for being a baseball player made a lot more sense in my head. So then you start to see some success. You start to get those like little moments of like enjoying it, and then it kind of keeps you coming back. And so that's the thing that really like got me into it in general. But I mean, like nothing's better than disc golf in the fall. And so like that was something that I really enjoyed being able to. I'm a teacher. I'm a middle school teacher. So like after a school
sick.
day, being able to like go after and just play a little bit. And then I became close with Mikey. And so him and I would start to go. We're both like very competitive individuals, so we would just come up with games and things like that. So I mean, and then since then, like disc golf is I love playing it, and it's so much fun. And yeah, it's been really cool, and it's been so cool to like be able to join something like this. To I get excited for Radius because I get to use it. Like I get to use it as a person who wants to get better. So that's the fun thing. Hopefully you can't hear my dog that's barking like crazy in the background. But
It's all good. I have the same thing sometimes.
and then my role for Radius is obviously center of intelligence, but also it's like the it's not actually center of intelligence. It's like community engagement more than anything. So like I help run our Discord. I also help run our like we get a lot of emails from people who we have like a reward system for building courses. So I don't think we've mentioned this yet, but for people who do build 5 courses for us, we give them free Radius Pro for a year. If they build 10 courses for us, we give them 2 years of Radius Pro. If they build 25, we give them some like Radius merch. If they
Working on that. It's coming.
Yes.
The hats. Those
Yeah, I
hats are
literally
sick.
just got here like end of I think Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
2 days later.
And we've actually got some people who have done 50 courses. So if you build 50 courses,
Some people.
We're up to like 5 or 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
So we send them a bag of their choice up to
Yeah.
$200 right now.
that's sick.
Yeah, so
That's-
so
yeah,
people
that's
all
awesome.
over the world. I think we've sent one to New Zealand, Czech Republic, or is it Czech Republic? Or
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia?
Czech Republic.
And then all over the country. So yeah, we've given out a ton of stuff, and these people. That's what I'm saying. Like the community it's super encouraging, and we've had one guy, Jacob. Shout out Jacob. He's built like
He's a
111
man.
courses. He's an animal. He's the man.
He covered the entire Czech Republic. He's like got every course
Whoa.
ever in that area covered.
Yeah.
Dude,
Legend.
I'm looking at your at least desktop site right now, and this is it's kind of sick. I'm not
Thanks.
gonna lie, this is for a community. This is sick that if you can just post something and it just goes to anyone on the app, and that you got it literally looks like Twitter or X or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So
dude.
the other low key thing that you can do is the desktop talks to the app. So anything that you do in the desktop, it also communicates with your login through the app.
Yeah,
So
I
like
haven't.
if you just want to input all your discs and like look at the flights and all that fun stuff, you can do that. You can put in your practice bag, your tournament bag, like every bag that you want, and then it'll upload to the app.
Dude, yeah, I actually, I'm more and more in love with this idea because a little backstory about me. I used to be like a music artist, and somewhat got sort of successful in the like small hometown type way. Like, I got further than like anyone would have ever expected me, but
That's
I
sick.
it wasn't anything crazy. I just got like, anyways. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because when I first started making music, probably when I was like 13, there's this app on the App Store called Rap Rivals, and I lived on that app because the whole premise of the app is you would make a rap and you would battle someone. It was like it was not like you're actively battling. You were like you would do a minute rap, and then you could go. There's a voting tab, and it would pair you up, and you can click like okay go, and it'll pair you up against a random person, and then people
Kind of
would
sick, actually.
vote. Like they give you a week, so people could go like into the voting, and then you just keep going next to see who you vote. You listen to both sides, and then click who you vote. But the coolest feature, I didn't even use that feature. The coolest feature that I used was the community aspect.
Mm.
I was there on that app. I made a ton of good friends, and how it worked is you would post your song on. They had kind of like a thread similar to yours, where it was like every single song that was posted would pop up to the top, and then every time someone commented on the song, that song would now go up to the top of the thread, and so on and so forth. And like that's how we talk to people. We weren't even using the song thread to talk about the song. It was like, "Hey, how was your day?" And then everyone on the app could see that. Like let's say there's 20 people, and then if they're like, "Okay, I want to hop in this thread," they're like, "Hey, everyone, what up?" And then while that's doing that, my song keeps getting pushed to the top, or anyone's song. So that was like such a cool app, and they canceled it. It was so sad, but that was like part of my childhood of just like talking to people who are in the same industry, and or like we were all beginners and noobs and amateurs, but it was just so cool to get that sense of community, and you didn't even have to try. It was just like, what's the top 5 threads? Who's talking right now, and then
Yeah.
you would just reply.
Yeah, that's what we want with Radius, and I think that's why we're trying to be conscientious of connecting people on desktop and the app. And I think we're the first, one of the first people to start like something like that, where you have all of your game available on your app and your desktop. Like people wanted that really bad, and probably pushed me pretty hard to do it. So I kind of grinded to get it out early. Maybe it was a little too early. Maybe I should have spent a little more time, but it looks
No,
great.
I love
It
it.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it, man.
For beginners, especially for people just getting into the sport, the biggest thing for you guys, and you guys obviously know this, is adoption. It's like, how do we get people? What is stopping me from just messaging my friend on Facebook? Hey, do you want to go meet up for a round? Or you're like posting in the Facebook group, hey, is there any friends? I think that's the biggest thing, is going to be adoption. But I think you guys have have that special thing that I think is really really cool for the beginner, for the people that doesn't know anyone, or just someone that just enjoys talking to people from all over, is that community thread aspect of just like, when someone posts, it's the first thing that pops up for everyone on the app, and then they can comment. So I think that part is really really cool.
Awesome.
Also,
Well,
like,
it's well, I think the reason it's so cool too is because there's so many people that are like really into disc golf. Like there are just a ton of people that are like, I go to tournaments. I go to leagues every week. Like this is what I'm passionate about. So I think that is going to help drive that aspect
yeah,
as well. That it's like, dude, we got people who are just absolute
people who
nuts
just want to
about.
talk disc golf. Yeah, that's what that was it was for me on Rap Rivals. I just wanted to talk disc golf and talk with my friends. And I think that's, like I said, adoption is going to be the biggest struggle. Obviously, you know this, but I think it's just like once those people are on the app and talking to people, I think it's going to be. But first, you got to get that group of people.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You guys seem like you guys are doing a great job of getting that solid foundation.
What's
So
been
that
most important to us in the beginning was the execution piece, and then finally trying to get the distribution. So I've worked on the execution like pretty nonstop, and there'll always be stuff that we could do on execution, and we'll continue to just listen to the community and what they want. That's what we're ultimately building this for, and I've explained this on a different podcast, but like the difference between us and a different app is like we're still young and hungry. Like we want to listen to what the community wants. We want to build it for them and around them. Whereas, other apps, and it's not just disc golf, across every industry, if an app or a software or a company has a flagship program or whatever, they're already successful. They're not going to rock the boat with new features, trying new things, etc. Not to say that they don't listen. I'm sure they listen to like what the community wants. But there's a lot of stuff that, they just haven't built their revenue off of certain features. So why are they going to risk, what their moat is in that sense? So what we're doing is, I think people find it valuable, is like we try to make ourselves as accessible as possible. Like there's really no shortage of reaching us. That's why we did the Discord, and people can email us. Like it's pretty easy to reach us. And people, I mean, these guys know it. These people reach out all the time. And it's a blessing. It's cool. And we get to build out their favorite features, and they get to see like different recommendations. And that's probably, I think, appealing for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was just like I don't know when I was it just brought me back. So I was like, oh, this is sick. Like
Yeah.
Max posted featured. I think that's so funny. I think a good idea would be for you to partner with Udis and try to get their data so you can
Yeah.
add more courses. And then there's three comments on it.
Yeah.
I respectfully disagree. This is a good post. And then so that is just gets me so excited that people can just see whatever people post gets shown to everyone. You don't have to be following them,
Yeah.
and then people can decide
And
to
it's not to
comment.
say that there isn't good social media out there. Like people are gonna be like, "Well, why do I need Radius? Because there's Reddit and all this other stuff." It's like maybe somebody doesn't want to have to filter out between disc golf and like everything else in the world.
Yeah,
And focus on disc golf,
exactly.
right? That's what it's really about.
I do think one other cool thing that I just remembered as you were saying that, Ben, is that so if pros or like pro am start using this and they start inputting their bags and people start following them like on this kind of social, like people can see what they throw. And now there's kind of this incentive of like, oh, I want to throw what Kyle Moriarty's throwing. Like, what does he
Yeah,
got in
yeah.
his bag? You know what I mean? And you can follow Kyle Moriarty if he has a Radius, login. And if he's input his bag in there, you can see exactly what he's thrown. You can
And it's
see his
rounds too.
yeah, and his rounds like you can kind of get insight as to like who these players actually are. And the more that we connect the community with these professional players, like that's exactly what they're trying to do already, where is like who am I following? What kind of discs do I want to be throwing? Like that's ultimately how you connect the people with the pros and like kind of close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's so much potential here. It just we gotta get the world to know that you gotta hop on but I think that's where you guys have your advantage over Facebook in Reddit and stuff like that is the fact that you can just post to the ether and everyone on the app for disc golf's gonna see it. So it makes you feel like kind of important. I mean, I feel like that's what we do on social media. We post things like most of the time so we can get likes, comments, show people what we're doing. So if someone who has 0 followers or following on the Radius can just post to like tap into your however thousands of users, let's just say, and then all of them can see and then comment, that's gonna get kind of addicting to people to be like, oh, I feel like I'm part of this community, and like now and then they're gonna get their own friends that they'll follow, and then I'm sure you guys have this where you go to like a follow. There's like probably like a main tab and then like a following tab that you can just look at your friends' posts and stuff like that. So I think that part is pretty cool. And I think that's your magic ticket. Let's go. Let's go. For the community side, obviously your caddy side is also super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it
idea
can
too.
get kind of, it's pretty, there's a lot of different things that I think people can find valuable in the app. Like that video, I posted a video on our YouTube, and somebody was like, he was totally respectful about it. He was just like, hey, I don't really see that I would really want or need the caddy. Like, I like the idea, but I don't think I'll need it. And I was like, thanks for commenting that. And, there's about 10 other features that you could like on the app too, like the putting practice.
Yeah,
We have a
yeah.
driving range feature. We have game modes. I mean, there's literally, I couldn't tell you, it's pretty endless of stuff that people could find valuable. But yeah, you're right. The distribution side, we worked on execution. That's what we're trying to focus on now is the distribution side. We put in the groundwork, and we're here at a place now that we want to just get it in people's hands so that people can see whether it's a fit for them. And it's not going to be a fit for everyone. I've said that before. And, obviously with everything, there's people out there who are, naysayers and, think otherwise, which is fine. But at the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't use it. It's that simple. We're not trying to appeal to everyone. And if there's a user who thinks that they could get some from it, then that's great. We're here to really just bring out the best in the community. And, it's going to be better for some people than others.
Yeah. Well said. So we got to go back to our initial
Oh, yeah.
question. We got Mikey.
Yeah.
Sorry, that got me fired up. I'm gonna sign up after this.
Yeah.
I promise, dude. I'm
I love
excited
it.
about this.
Hey, there's nothing better than,
We better see Ben Kinney's name come through on the logins.
Yo,
yeah.
so you just gave me at Ben. Is at Ben available?
It might be. I'll look. If it is,
Yeah.
we can get you at Ben.
I'm not at Ben.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ben isn't even at Ben. I asked you in the beginning. I was like, "Do you want at Ben?" He's like, "No." I was like, "All
Let's
right."
go.
I need one.
I'll
Yeah.
take at Ben. That's
Yeah.
my new this because you just gave me at Ben. It was
Create
like
an account.
literally
Yeah,
the best day of my life.
Yeah, we can try to swing that.
But yeah, what do you do, Mikey? Tell us about
Yeah,
your background.
yeah. So, obviously, the way I got into disc golf was like I said, I've been raised up in like a golf background, and I played golf all my life. Played for college, and then I basically at one point I basically was like, I'm gonna get into golf like big time, playing more tournaments across the state and stuff. I was playing the best golf of my life, and then I hurt my hand for whatever reason, my left hand. I don't even remember what I did. I think I overused it. I think I played so much golf I hurt, like was just repetitive injury. And then me and Ben just connected. We were playing pickleball. That's how we met. And he was like, we were hanging out, and he was like, "You should try disc golf." Like I just started playing, whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, maybe." The only reason why I tried it because I was like, I can't golf. Disc golf, it's pretty close. I'll play it. So I tried it, and like Ben said too, we're super competitive. So anything that involves an object and an objective, I'm in. Like it doesn't take a lot. Anyway, I tried it, and I loved the parallel between golf and disc golf so much. I was like, this is awesome. So I was pretty much hooked from the first time we played. And that basically, got me more involved in the game. And I've always loved to create. I've been, doing dumb videos since I was like probably like 10 videos that, for my family or whatever else. And that got me more plugged into disc golf because I saw there was just less of that. There's a huge amount now, but this was like 2 years ago. And that kind of brought me to want to invest more into disc golf. And, I love the sport itself. And like, I actually like the fact, and I've, between golf and disc golf, the reason why I like disc golf more right now is, to be honest, like golf has gotten so oversaturated recently with just like, since COVID, so many people, everybody and their mother wants to golf now. And it's great, but it's just too much for me, to be honest. Like I'll go out, I can't even like go out and like just like drop a few balls in the fairway and just play for fun. Like that used to be my favorite. Go out at sunset, just play for fun, just hang out. It was relaxing. It's just so chaotic now. The courses are overly busy, and it's expensive, and you got to dress up to go. Whereas disc golf, it's free. I go when I want. I go right after work. I can go in what I'm wearing. Like it's just so easy. Like it's exactly what I wanted to replace golf with. And for work right now, I do wealth management. So I really like that stuff. And, that's kind of, I think, the background of, how we are where we are today. Did I miss any questions?
No, that was it. That was good. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up shortly here, but what has been your guys' biggest struggle so far in creating a new idea in disc golf, and then on the other side, what has kind of been the biggest, what's the word,
Opportunity.
unexpected blessing, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
like
I don't
that.
think
I
that's
like
the
that.
word I'm looking for, but like the thing where you're like, oh, like going into this, I didn't realize how awesome this would be. There's some word for it where it's like you go into something and then something unexpected is out. No, I already said that.
Unexpected. Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying.
Unexpected blessing. We'll go with that.
I like it.
We'll go with
That's
that.
good
We'll go with that.
terminology.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
it's a good
Cool.
phrase.
Yeah. There we go.
I think the hardest thing has just been the amount of time that goes into putting into the app and then keeping up with the app. Not that it was unexpected. Kind of knew it was going to be that way, especially if we grew at the velocity that we hope to. But it just is. It's hard. It's not easy. Like when I was building the app, it was like mornings and nights and weekends. Like, did I want to give that up? Not really, but I was pretty passionate about the idea, so it wasn't really that hard. But it was like a time commitment. Like I couldn't spend as much time with my wife, like hanging out with friends, like playing disc golf, etc. And that was, I think, the hardest thing. Now these guys might have different answers because it's probably different for each of us, but that was the hardest thing for me, just giving up all that time to kind of build it as fast as I could and get it where it is.
Yeah, I think Mikey has really committed a lot to. I mean, he is. I would say like the engine to, or he was the engine to our YouTube channel, and pivotal in that. And I think I've said this to Mikey before, but Mikey is really good at having an idea and a vision and turning that into a reality. And so like he's pretty committed to doing whatever it takes to make that like come reality. I think on the flip side, for me personally, one thing that we saw pretty early on was just so many people comparing us to UDisc, and so many people like just kind of, for lack of a better word, like crapping on the idea of like you're never gonna make it. Like this is stupid. Like why didn't you bring it to Android first? And like just sorry, Android people. Like
It's
there
there
was
now.
just
It's good
it's
now.
there now, and there was, and to be honest, it wasn't intentional, but there was just so much. There was a lot of negativity that we had to drown out to just continue to push through, and I think that was honestly some of the most like it was good for us at the time. It didn't feel good, you know.
Yeah, and I think on the positive side, and you guys also, like you said, Mikey, I'm sure you guys have other positives, but the craziest thing I think to me is the community aspect. Like you can see on the map of all, like there's a map of the world. And you can see like little pinpoints where the maps were. And we got our first one in New Zealand, and we were like flipping out like within the first week. We're like,
That
"There's
was cool.
somebody in New Zealand who,"
Yeah.
and like that was kind of the catalyst where it's like, I mean, it really is super cool. Like we have a ton of like the Nordic countries like Norway, Finland, Denmark, like they're, if you look on the map, like they're filled. There's so many courses there. There's so many courses in New Zealand, in these Czech Republic, like places that we kind of just didn't really imagine it getting to. Like those things go from there. And the Discord, which anybody can join if they want to be a builder and kind of be in the know on like what's happening with Radius. I mean, the Discord at this point has, I don't know how many people, well over 150, that are just like, people are talking throughout the day all the time. And it's like I'll go be busy for 3 hours. I'll come back and there's just like a ton of notifications. But it's like the coolest thing ever because it's people who love disc golf and who love the app. And I mean, what's really awesome is like my role for a while in the beginning and still now at times is like to answer questions that people have. But Mikey mentioned this. One of the coolest things is like people have gotten so well versed with the app and have been builders for so long that like a lot of times there's other community members who are answering questions for like new people coming in. So it's been like such an encouragement, and I think that's one of the cool things too. Like us three can hype each other up all we want, but to see that there's other people around the world who are like just as into it as we are, and like see the vision for it and want to follow through with it as well. It's been like really encouraging, and it makes going forward and pushing through a lot of the tough spots easier.
And I just want to say my unexpected blessing was kind of the flip side of the hard part, which is that we've seen just an outlandish amount of positive feedback. I mean, I'm reposting people's who are like played 2.5 rounds with Radius, and he's like, I could not be happier. Like, I just love, like, he's like, I have loved to play these last 2.5 rounds because I'm using this app. So I think that we've seen a ton of people, like, we knew it was a good idea, even when people maybe we didn't hear that or see that verbally. And so to like see that as we've gotten to the distribution side of this app and the creation of it, it's really like almost kind of like oh, aha, like we kind of knew that this was what it was when Mikey first presented it to us. I thought he was changing the colors on like our old logo for our YouTube channel. Like, that's how small-minded I was. And he's like, no, dude, I built this whole app. And Ben and I looked at each other. We were like, this is such a good idea. So just to have some affirmation, like that's kind of the unexpected blessing for me, is like a little bit of affirmation that like what we have here is something special. And that it really does have a positive impact, not only on the game of disc golf, but on the community and the people who are playing it.
Yeah, I think the unexpected blessing for me, I don't even know if it's unexpected. It's just, I would have to, tie it back to the Lord's faithfulness and just say, like, this is a blessing that we get to impact other people's, daily lives in some manner of their experience with disc golf. And we want Radius to be bigger than just like, how it affects their daily lives. And we hope that it glorifies, God, and hopefully, we can share the gospel to use that platform. And, whether, that's kind of the hard part with like, people feel like, oh, I can't support XYZ because they say they're Christian, whatever. I mean, I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think you can enjoy an app and say, hey, I don't really disagree with you guys, but here's a great app. But ultimately, our goal is to glorify God and live for the good of others. So that's I think, the number one thing that I would say, hey, we have an opportunity here to do that. And I just feel super grateful and blessed to be able to do that for others.
Dude, I love it. That's awesome. I'm a Christian as well, so this is
awesome.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and yeah, I agree with you. Just gotta support the people that are like kind of doing stuff in disc golf and trying to make it. And that's awesome to hear. I mean, that's super cool. Just like, yeah, for the glory of God. That's a lot of reason, this podcast and everything that I'm doing is just like, it like I said, it's been a blessing for just to be able to do what we do. And I kind of want to spread that to others. For example, the expo, I want people to, it's been a blessing in my life, and I want people to enjoy it and as much as they can, and just have just an absolute great time. And it just makes my day, and it makes me smile when there's a dad and their kid on the putting course smiling and just and then having a great time. So I agree with you. I think that's the best unexpected blessings is just the people in the community just rallying around you, where it's like, this was incredible, thank you so much. And at the end of the day, it makes it all worth it. So
expect us to get a table in 2027.
I was just about to say, Ben, are we going to solidify that right here, right now?
Yes, dude.
Radius Disc Golf has a table at the Disc East Expo.
Yes, I love that. I'd love to have you guys. That'd be awesome. You guys are officially probably my first confirmed vendors.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Publicly, I guess. I guess. Obviously, a lot of people are going to return, but I get you're the first one publicly that said they're coming back. So or attending.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome talking with you guys. Shout out Radius Disc Golf. Is there anything you guys want to shout out real quick before we end?
Not really, man. Feel blessed. Thanks for having us on. I know, by the way, shout out Grant. I know, he's away right now, but he's the man. I've been talking.
He's the man.
He is the best. And I just want to shout out Grant. I know he couldn't be here today, but praying for you, Grant. Love you, man. And thanks for connecting us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grant is the man. He Like this was like the best unexpected disc golf guest of my life. Like I'm not even kidding. I was just like when he first said like, we have people that reach out to us, and I was like,
yeah, sure.
I was like, okay, like what am I gonna talk about? Like this app, and then I see 3 guys pop up, and I'm like, whoa, and then you guys getting to explain it all, and just seeing the community as in you guys behind it, it fired me up. So I'm gonna text Grant and be like, bro, like what a poll, Grant, what a great guest poll.
Praise
because
God.
because it was awesome. It was awesome talking to you guys.
That's awesome.
So
I'm going to give my shout out to Mikey, who does so much work, who literally doesn't ask for any glory or praise, and actually just put it on God anyways. So I just want to shout out Mikey here. I mean, you guys do not know how much time and energy Mikey commits to making this a reality. And for everyone in the Discord and everybody who's watching this who maybe isn't a user yet, like, we are so committed. Mikey and I and Ben are so committed to making sure that all you guys have a great experience. But the man behind it all is that guy right there. Mikey's above me, so I don't know if that's true for you guys.
yeah, no. Yeah.
Probably
Well,
not.
either way it works.
Probably
Mikey's below me, but yeah.
Well,
Shout
I just
out.
want
The
to shout
man
out
above.
Mikey. Mikey is the man that makes
Oh,
it happen.
Nick, thank you, brother. That means a lot.
Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense why you're so confused when I was like, let's do an L.
Dude, that's why I was like, you guys are like, Nick. I was
I'm
like,
above Nick. I'm above you on mine. So it makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, Mikey's below me, and Nick, you're to the left of me, and then
man.
Ben's in the center. So,
That's so
there you
funny.
go.
Ben's always in the center.
Let's
Center
go.
intelligence, baby.
All right, this has been Funsie. Funsie out. Funsie.